Yo, what is going on, guys? Jake here from the NRUK Racing League, and welcome to the first ever round of the NRUK F1 Championship. It's the 2009 season, and we are ready for the first round of 8, the Australian Grand Prix here at Melbourne, or Albert Park in Melbourne. And yeah, the debut race today of this series. It should be a good one. Looking forward to that race. And if it's a success, if you guys watch and we get a good amount of viewers and everything runs smoothly, then we will definitely come back from a second season. NASCAR will return tomorrow, regular on the channel. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the race and your starting lineup. I'm just going to run through the options here quickly. It's all good. I appreciate this might not be as professional and as swift as others. Please bear with that this is the first time I'm using this game, so it might not be perfect, but please, guys, give it a chance, and let's see what happens here then. Let's get into the race. So here's the lineup for today's race, and it was Nonagon Scott who set a blistering lap time around this circuit to grab his first career pole position for Brawn GP. To his outside, Max Rossi in the Ferrari, and behind them, good qualifying runs for Evan Hunter and Keshawn Richardson. On row 3, Mitchell Collins starts alongside Keegan Thompson, and on row 4, William Bulin and Eli Bright. So good qualifying there for the Toyotas. They can speed up, best of the rest pack, best of the rest field. On the next row, row 5, Brett Sirra starts alongside Zachary Fitzwater Sr. On row 6, it is Patrick Smith lining up alongside Jack Marshall. On row 7, a poor qualifying for both the McLarens, really. Lathan Strickland alongside Max Anderson. And on row 8, Samuel Oskan starts alongside Jose Mills. Row 9, a shocker of a qualifying for Luke Rainey. He's alongside Derek Hamill. And on the final row, Mac Johnson starts alongside Bronson Minnick. So those guys at the back have got a lot of work to do and to catch up to the rest of the field. Forecast is as follows. It's going to be perfectly sunny and fine. No cloud coverage and no rain forecasted as well during the race. So it's perfect racing conditions today at Albert Park. And I hope you guys are ready. We're about to kick off the first ever NRUK F1 season. Game loads in now. This is a standard procedure, just to let everyone know. Again, it's not going to be as professional as cut as normal. Nonagon Scott then, on the pole for this race. 44 laps for the inaugural NRUK F1 race. Max Rossi is on his outside, and the lights are building up to 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. A poor start for Nonagon Scott. He spun the tyres a bit. Look at Evan Hunter on the inside, Max Rossi on the outside. They hurtle down towards turn 1, and it's Max Rossi on the outside lane with a brilliant exit. He's the leader going down the front stretch. Brilliant start as well from Keshawn Richardson. He's into second. Nonagon Scott fall back to third. Evan Hunter into fourth. A great start from the Ferrari driver. Max Rossi is out in front. And now lead them through the rest of the turns here. Keshawn Richardson is in second. Nonagon Scott back down to third. Evan Hunter fourth. Thompson is in fifth. And in sixth, Eli Bright. Behind him, Brett Sirra in the other Red Bull. As they now go through sector 1 for the first time. Down towards this long hairpin. It was a class start from Max Rossi, who used the outside lane for the runoff. Blasted past the Brawn GP of Nonagon Scott. And now they will cycle through to this tricky chicane part of the course. Nonagon Scott started on pole. He now runs in third. He's got the ground to make up on the Williams. And they're all pretty much evenly spread out at this current point in time. It's Rossi who leads. See a good battle here. Look at Zachary Fitzwater Sr. towards the inside there. Great start from Luke Rainey in the McLaren as well. He's made up some good early positions. And a clean first lap. Max Rossi in the Ferrari leads this race. Keshawn Richardson second. Look at Nonagon Scott though, hunting down that Williams in front of him. Can he get the slipstream? Rossi sets the fastest lap of the race on lap number 1. Richardson goes defensive, but Nonagon Scott is right on the tail of that Williams car. Can he find an overtake past Keshawn? This is a good way to move it. Look at them both side by side into the turn. Richardson is blocking. Good defensive driving from Keshawn Richardson there. Keeps Nonagon Scott at bay for the time being. Evan Hunter got a decent start. He didn't drop back that far. Good starts as well for both the Red Bulls and Eli Bright. I believe there, this is Mitchell Collins in the 10. Instead of his teammate William Bulin, who currently holds that final points paying position right now. Remember, top 8 score points. This battle is still not over yet. Nonagon Scott is all over Keshawn Richardson in the Williams. And can he get past him in the next couple of laps? Looks outside then. Round the turn. A daring overtake. Doesn't quite make it. Switches back over here. Doesn't quite get it done though. Scott got the better run off the turn. Now is Scott going to be under threat from Evan Hunter? He will be. Hunter darts from left to right. But Nonagon Scott, good driving. Hunter to the inside. Doesn't make it stick that time. And they're all trying to overtake here. They just can't do it. Nonagon Scott went for Keshawn Richardson. He actually hurt himself instead. And now he's under pressure from the rest of the drivers here, including Evan Hunter and Keegan Thompson. Eli Bright is up to 6th position. He started well. And Max Rossi sets another fastest lap in this race. Luke Rainey went all the way from 17th to 10th in one lap. It was a lightning start from him in the McLaren. But now Fitzwater Senior will challenge on the inside. Fitzwater overtakes him there. Great job by Fitzy, who will now move himself back up into the 10th position here. The rest of the drivers are out front, and Max Rossi here has already built up a commanding lead in his Ferrari. It now tails about 2 seconds back to Richardson, another 1.5 seconds back to Nonagon Scott in the Brawn. As we have 2 laps down here out of 44. Long way to go yet. Evan Hunter now under pressure from Keegan Thompson. Can't make the overtake again though, and Keegan now could be under pressure. Eli Bright's going to try and be all over the back bumper of the Red Bull. He looks high, looks low, but stays behind Keegan for now. Can they get a good run down this front stretch? And Evan Hunter here is holding up a huge train of drivers behind him. Thompson, Bright and the rest all significantly faster. Look at Brett Sirra with a dive on Eli Bright. Oh, they almost got it wrong. There was a bit of contact. They kept it on the road though. Sirra and Bright make contact, and that hurts the Brawn GP of Eli Bright, and that allowed the 10 of Mitchell Collins to go through. There's been an off at one of the corners here. It's the other BMW. That's Jack Marshall. Marshall is off the road there. Let's go see what happened in that incident quickly. See, he's fallen back already towards the back of the pack. He's battling here with Lathan Strickland, and he just gets it wrong. Locks up, spins the car around into the gravel trap, and just got it wrong himself really there. Didn't make any contact with Strickland. And Jack Marshall, the first guy that's been out in this race, he's down all the way in 20th now. But Rossi has a 2.2 second lead. Richardson second. Scott third. And now Keegan Thompson has passed the BMW of Evan Hunter. We might miss that and all that. And now Hunter's under pressure from the other Red Bull. That's Brett Sirra. Look at Brett towards the inside. Oh, contact! Around goes Evan Hunter. Brett Sirra gets into the back of the BMW and Hunter gets bullied around there. Contact between those two drivers. Hunter's still going, but now he's going to drop even more spots because he's got Fitzwater, Anderson and Rainey behind him. There's definite contact there. Let's go have a take a check at that replay. Hunter got punted off the road here, and yeah, he was started well, but he's fallen back. He's been under a lot of early pressure and contact here between him and Brett Sirra. Let's go on board with Brett and see what happened here. In fact, that's my apologies. Brett didn't actually I don't think I'd see any contact there with the Red Bull and the BMW. Hunter might have just lost the car himself there. So both BMWs have been around here at this early stage. And now Hunter's going to be under pressure from Fitzwater and the rest of them. So it's been a poor start for him. With that, Sirra has lost ground to his teammate Keegan Thompson, and Eli Bright could be on the back bumper of him here. But this is where the main battle is at the moment. It's Fitzwater gonna send it on Hunter again. Hunter's off the track again. It's been an awful start here for the BMWs. Evan Hunter's off the track for the second time today. And it's the third time we're seeing BMW go off already. Their driver's running 19th and 20th right now. I mean, Evan Hunter has not had the rub of the green here at all. He's been bullied around here. See, That time I definitely think there was some contact between him and the Ferrari, but we'll have to see again. I mean, there was the slightest bit of contact, and that unfortunately sent Evan flying off. Fitzwater and Anderson almost made a contact there. An unbelievable start here. Evan Hunter has had a poor start. Look at Eli Bright under attack from Mitchell Collins now. The front three are gone, but the midfield battles are looking good at the moment. Look at these two teammates here. Mitchell Collins and William Bulin. They're doing well. I think they're in points playing positions right now for Toyota, so they can do the best of the rest. As I said beforehand, they're doing a good job of it at the moment. Sierra could be under pressure here from Eli Bright, though, in the next few laps. Front four are gone. Max Rossi is the leader. Second, Sean Richardson. Third is Nonagon Scott. Fourth, Keegan Thompson. There's a whole cluster of drivers behind them. Sierra, Bright, Collins and Bulin round up the current points standings at the moment. And can Eli Bright catch up to that Red Bull and potentially get past him? Down towards the back of the pack. Look at this battle here between some of the back marker drivers. That is Jose Mills, Derek Hamill there. Look at Bronson Minnick under pressure from Jack Marshall here. Can Marshall complete the overtake? He can't that time. Almost takes out Minnick there. I don't think Bronson would have been too happy with that one. But they sort it out between themselves. And they're doing a nice job. Max Anderson trying to hunt down William Bulin for a points position maybe. Luke Rainey has had a superb start. He's gained 7 positions in 4 laps. So shows that McLaren definitely has pace. But it certainly didn't yesterday during qualifying. We know that for sure. Patrick Smith running well. Then we have Fitzwater, Strickland, Ozcan and Hamill. Mills under pressure from Matt Johnson. So this kind of fight for the back marker teams. It looks like Force India is slightly better than the Toro Rossos right now. But, you know, there's nothing to confirm that for sure. Look at Minnick now going for an overtake on Matt Johnson. Great overtake from Bronson Minnick. He just flew past the Force India without any sort of problem at all. Minnick up in position. And it's good to see from him. He's making good progress. There's almost a 2.7 second gap now between your leader Max Rossi and the next closest car, which was Kashawn Richardson. Richardson's on course for a great podium right now for Williams. He's had a great quick car all weekend. But would he about hold on? I mean, Nonagon Scott even, my apologies, is hunting him down here in the Brawn GP. And they need to get a Rossi pretty quickly because his lead is just getting larger, larger and larger. In the back of the field, Jack Marshall going for an overtake on Mac Johnson. They sort it out. Yeah, Johnson holds his position right now. That allowed Evan Hunter to get back up to the rear of his teammate. They're all pretty much spread out right now. The only sort of battles happening are at the back of the pack here. See a good one. Look at this. Both the BMWs right all over the back of Mac Johnson. And through second sectors they go. Up there, Derek Hamill making moves on Samit Ozcan. They all stay single file for now. Some good battles here at the back of the pack. Hamill's under pressure from both the Toro Rossos. Look at Minnick, look at Mills splitting it side by side. Great battling here at the back. Minnick and Mills. And now they've caught Samit Ozcan as well. 4 cars in the line here. Who's going to go where? Hamill and Mills went to the inside. They didn't get it done. Right there, Ozcan stayed put. Minnick stayed put. And the battle towards the rear of the field right now is incredible. Look at Derek Hamill try and go over the back of Samit Ozcan. There's loads of cars under a blanket here. And it's brilliant racing to see. Look at this now. Both the Toyotas are going at it. And they've got Max Anderson for company here. Look at Anderson towards the inside of Collins and the inside of Bulin. He's got both of them at once. What a brilliant overtake from Max Anderson. Fantastic stuff. Now as Bulin overtake Collins. Rainey's caught up to them. Patrick Smith might be catching him pretty soon. Nonagon Scott is battling with Kashawn Richardson. And while they've done that, Keegan Thompson has caught up. So we'll stay with this battle for the time being. And now Nonagon Scott is looking for the overtake on Kashawn Richardson. This is for second place and maybe third if Keegan Thompson can get in with a shout of this battle here. Down the long straightaway. Is the slipstream going to help? Scott darts from left to right. Can't get it done this time. And Kashawn holds his position in the Williams. He's done a superb job so far. Scott into third place. Thompson knows right on his bumper here. Max Rossi set another fastest lap, so he's just getting better and better. Now can Nonagon Scott get the speed down the straightaway that he is hoping for? He will. Can he complete the overtake here on Sean Richardson? Of course he can. Oh, there's contact again there between the Braun GP and the Williams driver. This is fantastic racing in the NRUK F1 series. There's been an off later in the pack, but Richardson is not standing for this. He tried back on Nonagon Scott there. Now Keegan Thompson can get involved in this battle. There's been an off at the back of the pack. Mac Johnson has gone around in this Force India. What happened here? See him going through the last sector. He's racing with teammate Derek Hamill here. He gets it all wrong onto the orange gravel, and around he goes in the air. And Mac Johnson goes around there. Fitzwater's obviously had an off too. He's towards the rear of the field now, so see what happens to Fitzy. Where did he go off in this whole course of thing? He just gone off. So we didn't even notice that there between the Ferrari driver who's now at the back of the field. This is the overtake from Nonagon Scott and Sean Richardson. Look at the contact that was almost made there. Fantastic stuff between those two drivers then. Richardson was not allowing for it. He went again on Nonagon here. Couldn't quite get it done. Brilliant racing though. It's not over yet because Richardson's now going to be under pressure from Keegan Thompson. Looks like Nonagon Scott might have second place sealed here. But Keegan Thompson is right over that rear bumper of Sean Richardson. Richardson had a great start, great qualifying pace, but the race pace might not be there. And Richardson goes defensive. Thompson and him make contact. It slows them down. They both keep it on the road. This is going to be encouraging for Brett Sirra and Eli Bright. They maybe might be able to catch up to this battle. Thompson trying to get past Richardson here. Darts from left to right, doesn't get it done, and Richardson holds third position for now. Nonagon Scott's already accelerated a 2.3 second gap over the Williams there. So his second place looks sealed now, but can he play some sort of strategy maybe to steal the win from Rossi, who's led every lap of the way so far? Down in the mid-pack, Luke Rainey and Patrick Smith are going at it, the McLaren and the Renault. Both the Toyotas as well having a nice scrap up there. Bullen and Collins, the teammates. Nathan Strickland up next. And then the rear battle has kind of settled down here. Fitzwater's making progress. He has overtaken Evan Hunter. And Matt Johnson with that spin is somewhat behind the rest of the drivers. There's a 7.6 second gap between the Ferrari and the Braun right now. Max Rossi doing an exceptional job of leading this race so far. Could have a battle on our hands for fourth here. Both Red Bull teammates, Thompson and Sirra, are going to be going at it here. Eli Bright might want to get into this battle too, or pick up the scraps if these two make contact. This is the fourth position between both these drivers. The Canadian in front, the American behind him. You know, they stay in line for now. They're not really close enough to make an overtake. Max Rossi has just flown away. That Ferrari's been surprisingly quick. It didn't look that quick in practice or testing, but Rossi's got it settled to a T here, and he's doing a nice job out front. Mitchell Collins has lost ground here, and he might be under pressure from Luke Rainey and Patrick Smith here. Rainey looked low. That's not the line that you want to really take through there. And Patrick Smith could have a run here on the McLaren driver as they race down the front stretch, down this bit of straightaway. Smith to the inside as Rossi sets another fastest lap of the race. Impeccable stuff. Oh, now Nonagon Scott goes fastest. So Rossi set a fast lap, but Scott beats that lap. So Nonagon wants to go. He's not standing for this as the mid-pack get on back battling again. But Nonagon Scott here with the fastest lap of the race so far in his Braun GP. He's making progress. Or at least attempting to get back up to Max Rossi. This battle for fourth could get very tasty very soon as two equal cars are going to go at it. And look at Eli Bright trying to catch them. Currently the points looking is that Rossi is going to be the winner at the moment as it stands. This could change. Mac Johnson's hit the fastest lap of the race. Where has this come from? The Force India driver Mac Johnson at the back of the field, somewhat off the pace, has just set the fastest lap we've seen today. Great stuff from Mac Johnson, showing the potential that Force India car maybe has, pushing it to the limits. Great stuff from him. And that's wonderful to see. The batter markers definitely having some moments in the, spotlight there. Great stuff from Mac Johnson. So Max Rossi currently has the full 10 points. Lonergan Scott second, third, and a final podium at the moment for Sean Richardson. Has been an off again. Evan Hunter has had another off here. It's been a shocker debut in the F1 series, and there's been another car off there. That's Fitzwater. Fitzwater and Hunter have come together, and let's go see how that happened. These two have had a horrible, shocking day so far. Hunter and Fitzy have both, not been able to get a good solid run going yet, and Hunter's off the road again. Let's see what happened. Now there's definitely contact that time. Around goes Hunter, and off goes Fitzwater. So Fitzwater through the gravel. Hunter spins around, and incredible there then. Look at this now. This is great battling here. Look at the likes of Jose Mills going at it on Sam Oscar Minik. Maybe trying to make a move and try and pick up the pieces here. Return to what we were saying about the points. Richardson's currently got that final podium position. Thompson 4th. Ciro 5th. 6th. Eli Bright. 7th for Max Anderson. And that final point spot at the moment is going to William Bulin in the Toyota, who get to pick up the singular point. I mean, an unbelievable start to this Grand Prix. It's been good. It's been fun. We've had a lot of overtakes. Talking about overtakes, here's Jack Marshall making one on Bronson Minnick. Can he get it complete? He will. Minnick to the rear of the field. Now, as he'll now go out towards the back. Fitzwater is last. Such a contrast between the two Ferraris. Fitzwater's had no luck. He's lost. His teammate, meanwhile, Max Rossi, is leading and dominating the race as we're 10 laps in. Pit window's about 14 to 17 laps, depending on how far you want to push it. There might be some other strategy. We've had another off here, somewhere along the way. And is that... Oh, that is... It's Keegan Thompson. It's Keegan Thompson. He's out of the race. Something has broken on the Red Bull car, and Keegan Thompson is out of the race. See, he's already been passed by his teammate and Eli Bright then. What has happened here? Electric. It looks like an electric problem on the 15 of Keegan Thompson. Hydraulics issue or something on the 15. Electrical problem for the Red Bull car means Thompson will be a retiree. We can see his car slowing here. And such heartbreak. He was running 4th position. He had a great start. And he will retire from this first race of the year here. Thompson's out with electrical problems. We saw the Red Bull was fast, but it has been unreliable. We saw that in a pre-season testing when the engine blew out on that car. But Thompson is out. He parks up here. He couldn't go no further. And he will be out of the race here. See the smoke puff up underneath the car. And Keegan Thompson is out of this race. That's heartbreak for him. We see him rise up there and out of the Grand Prix. Heartbreaking stuff then, but that promotes Brett Sirra into 4th. Eli Bright into 5th, 6th for Max Hansen. Now both the Toyotas will score points as it currently stands. Lonergan Scott, 7.5 second gap now to Max Rossi. Who's going to try a different strategy? William Bulin has just set the fastest lap of the race in his Toyota. So a good lap from him. But who's going to maybe try a different strategy here? Rossi's out front. He's just going to use the normal strategy, you'd think. But is anyone going to try something different? And maybe steal a victory away from the Ferrari driver? Look at this battle at the back of the pack. Ozcan and Minnick going at it. Minnick's not had the car he's wanted today, but he's still kicking on. He's still trying. Pardon me, that's in fact the 12 Jose Mills. My apologies. Minnick, in fact, is actually in front of Jack Marshall. So doing a good job, Bronson Minnick right now. In his Toro Rosso, he's outperforming his teammate right now. And he's doing a nice job. The field here is fairly spread out. Rossi leads. Scott, Richardson, Sirra, Bright, Anderson, Bulin, Collins, Rainey and Smith are your top 10. So they're mainly spread out here. We're going to wait for a battle to happen in track. Meanwhile, We will watch with Ozcan and Mills going at it here. Jose Mills trying to overtake the Renault of Samet Ozcan. Can he find a way past? Not this time. Ozcan gets the good drive off the turn. That sparks the end for that battle, unless Mills can somehow get back to him. But the rest of the field here is vaguely spread out. Collins has now set the fastest lap of the race. The Toyotas are fast. You know, now Luke Rainey's gone fastest. The first sub 26 lap time we've seen all weekend. Luke Rainey going at it there. Great stuff from him in the McLaren. So new fastest laps are coming in here. We are lacking a battle. That's one thing we're missing, but the pit stops are coming within the next 2 or 3 laps, I'd imagine. So unless these guys are going to stretch the tyres even further. There's Latham Strickland just running outside the top 10 right now. Maybe Eli Bright can hunt down Brett Sirra in the Red Bull and try and get past him. But right now, Northern Scott has been off again, and that is Samet Ozcan. So I'd guess him and Jose Mills have come to blows here. We just left that battle as well, and they've had an off here. Let's see what happens. What happened to Ozcan? Oh, and he's just got off. Someone has broken on the 14 of Samet Ozcan. That's another failure. And I don't know what's happened there, but looks like he's pulling over here to retire. The Renault driver. Something is gone horribly wrong there. You can see on the on the dashboard of the steering wheel, Ozcan has had some sort of failure here. Maybe the drive shaft's broken. You can see that those back wheels spinning, but he's not going anywhere. Oh, and this is Rossi. That's Max Rossi. That's the leader. The leader is out of the Grand Prix. Max Rossi with heartbreak. And now Nottingham Scott will be in the lead of this Grand Prix. Max Rossi's out of the race. Oh, and it's an absolute shocker from the Ferrari driver. What has happened here? Again, there's like the same issue that the Ozcan had. Is that a broken right rear suspension I'm seeing on the Ferrari? He's out. That 7.5 second lead has gone. Something has broken on Rossi's car, and Nottingham Scott is now in the lead of this race. You have to feel for Max Rossi, who is out of this race now. The Ferrari driver has perished, and we see the third failure today. Rossi, Ozcan and Thompson are all out of this race, and now Nottingham Scott is in the lead. Richardson up to second. It's now a podium position for Brett Sirra. Might just be survival of the fittest here. Who's built the best car? 4th for Eli Bright. 5th Max Anderson. That's going to be a good points day for him. 6th for William Bullen. 7th Mitchell Collins. And in 8th is at the moment Luke Rainey. So Rainey's going to pick up a point here. Most unlikeliest of points considering he started all the way down in 17th. But Max Rossi's engine or sign. It looked like a suspension issue, I can only assume. Just went on the Ferrari, and that lead that he built up has completely diminished now. And you've got to feel for the Ferrari drivers. Both him and Fitzwater have had such bad days, and it's not the start of the season that Ferrari were looking for or wanting. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. Now Scott leads. He's only got a 1.5 second lead over the Williams of Sean Richardson, who's been promoted back up to second place. What a run from him. Maybe add Sirra currently in 3rd, Eli Bright in 4th, 5th for Max Anderson, and behind them is William Bullen and Mitchell Collins. Scott leads though. He's kind of been gifted the lead of this race right now. So approaching the pit stop window, what will the Brawn GP driver do? Luke Rainey set another fastest lap of the race. So that McLaren is charging at the moment. Is Richardson going to be reeled in here by Brett Sirra? And can Sirra potentially get second place? Richardson's doing a fine job though in his Williams right now. Doing a fairly good stuff for that class performance. Richardson's pushing it right to the limits here. No currently battles out on track at the moment. Minnick trying to hunt down Derek Hamill in the Force India. The rest of the cars kind of evenly spread out here. The pit stops could change that. They could shake it all up in terms of the running order. As Nonagon Scott leads this race after Max Rossi's failure. Sirius, I think he is catching the Williams. It certainly looks like it from this point of view and perspective. And here we are. Oh, and Sierra's into the pits. Sierra and Scott are into the pit lane. Here come the pit stops then. This is crucial. Nonagon Scott into the pit lane here. What sort of stop will he get from his Brawn GP mechanics? Remember, they do have to refuel as well. That's something we must point out. So it's not like it's a quick stop. They do have to refuel the cars up again. So a lot of drivers are pitting in this lap. What sort of strategies are we going to see here? Richardson now is up to second. Eli Bright stayed out. William Bulin stayed out. Collins stayed out. So both the Toyotas here looking at the long run. Strickland stays out. And Nonagon Scott, who pitted, has come back out in front of Derek Howell, the Force India. But the slow car's trying to race him hard here. Scott will not be impressed by that. Happens to be raced by a back marker after he's just come out on fresh tyres. But it looked like the majority of the teams came into pit that time by, and we might see the rest of them come down this time. Both the Toyotas stayed out. All stayed out, of course, to avoid the double stacking. Scott came into the pits and he cycled out in 6th position here. Or 5th position, no, 6th position. Definitely 6th. Richardson stays out. Eli Bright is coming into the pits because Sean Richardson stays out for another lap then in his Williams. What the Toyota is going to do? Bulin stays out. Collins is in. Will Strickland stay out another lap maybe? Eli Bright is in the pits. What sort of pit stop time is he going to get? Bulin set the fastest lap of the race at 15:25.8. Pardon me. So he is charging. But Richardson leads. Bulin in second. Nathan Strickland stays out. Where's Nonagon Scott going to come out in correlation to his teammate Eli Bright? Look at Howell racing Scott here. Nonagon's not going to be happy with this, and Howell's actually overtaking Scott here. In terms of the pit stops, Eli Bright has come out in front of Brett Sirra. So whatever Eli Bright chose to do there, he has come out in front of the driver he was behind before the cycle. So great strategy from Brawn. He's overtaken Brett Sirra in the pits then. And the front four are yet to pit. Richardson, Bulin, Strickland and Hamill are yet to come down pit lane yet. Scott locks up the brakes there on his fresh tyres. That's not going to help. Eli Bright cycles out in front of Brett Sirra, behind Sirra. Jose Mills, he obviously probably hasn't pit yet. Collins has overtaken Anderson in the pit lane window too. Is Richardson going to pit this time in the Williams? He doesn't. He stays out again. Is this different strategy being played here by the Williams mechanics? And if so, will it be a winner? Into the pits this time goes William Bulin. So he's obviously pushed out as much as he can. Nathan Strickland still staying out in his McLaren. Oh, will he come down pit lane this time? He's holding up both the Brawn GP drivers here, you'd probably say. Strickland stays out as well. What about Derek Hamill in the Force India, running third? He'll pit this time. There's been an off, there's been a spin somewhere on the track. Oh, and it's Mac Johnson. Johnson's off the road again here then. As Mac goes around right in front of the leader as well, because Sean Richardson. So that's interesting. Let's go on board with Mac, see what happens here. And getting locked up, just got it all wrong, and now Richardson might catch that car of Johnson here. But the front two are the ones that stayed out so far. Richardson and Strickland trying to play a different strategy. Scott came out in front of his teammate Eli Bright. For those who pitted early, Sirra came out there. And look at Jose Mills trying to attack William Bulin here. So again, a car that hasn't pitted attacking a car that already has. That's interesting strategy here from these guys. This is your race leader right now, Sean Richardson. Where will he cycle out in terms of pit stops? In terms of pit stops here. Richardson, does he go down pit lane this time? He doesn't. He stays out another lap. So this is definitely a different strategy. Another car's gone off. Oh, that's contact. That's William Bulin. And Bulin was being raced by the lap car of Jose Mills. We can only... I mean, you can see what's happened there, obviously. And Bulin is going to be fuming here. He came into pits. He obviously has the quicker car, the fresher tyres. But he's been wrecked by the Toro Rosso car there. And that is not going to please the Toyota driver. Here they go, coming down to this tricky turn here. And Mills, right into the back, sends the Toyota off the road. Sends himself around. And that's not very smart driving there from Jose. On board with the 12 car now. And again, he runs right into the back of him here, and Bulin is going to be furious. Mills might even try and go again here. I don't think this is the smartest of moves here from the Toro Rosso driver. However, Bulin gets clear this time. Richardson still stays out. Strickland still stays out. So both these drivers here are trying a different strategy. Look at this battle. Rainey has overtaken Mitchell Collins. He's now going to try and go on Bronson Minnick as well. Well, nice Jose Mills, my apologies. That's not Minnick. Minnick's obviously already cleared here. And Rainey being held up here by the Toro Rosso. It's all about strategy these guys have pulled though. Richardson's going to catch lap traffic in the form of Mac Johnson in a second. There we are. This is the running order right now, and it's probably where the main battle's going to happen. Look at Rainey and Bulin are fighting here. Patrick Smith, chuck him into the mix here. It's all about when does this Williams car of Sean Richardson pit. He doesn't. He stays out again, so this has been very much longer than the rest of the guys. It's definitely a strategy option here. Maybe trying to conserve the tyres a bit more and pull maybe a one-stop strategy. It's bold. It could work for Sean Richardson. I'm not sure about Latham Strickland. He is losing time to Nolan Scott. But is this maybe the winner in terms of strategy here at Albert Park? You know, those drivers that can stretch the tyres here, they've definitely got an advantage, I feel. If they can make it, you know, keep up a decent race pace. It's all about this driver here of the Williams. Richardson leads into this hairpin now. Just about come up to the halfway stage here. Maybe he's trying to split off the race here, the Williams and the McLaren go half and half, but he has such a big lead over Strickland right now. It's something crazy. It's been a great race so far. And Richardson leads. Will he pit this time? Remember, he will catch the lap car of Mac Johnson, you know, fairly shortly. So what does he do in terms of that? We haven't seen any lap traffic today, really. Nolan Scott, is he catching Strickland? Maybe not as quick as he likes to, but Eli Bright's got to be happy in terms of where he's cycled out in his position. Currently runs in 4th, Sierra 5th. Collins is probably actually getting time to the Red Bull here, so the Toyota is obviously fast. Anderson there. Rainey will cycle through in that final points position, I'd imagine, as Mills is yet to pit as well. Yeah, the running order of this race, they're all fairly spread out again at this point. Richardson is catching the lap traffic of Mac Johnson. But how will he deal with it? Or is he quick enough to catch it at this current point in time? It's a 23-second gap between Richardson and Strickland. Surely that's going to be enough. I don't know. We really don't know here. Scott is in third. Eli Bright is in fourth. Now, as we run through the order here, looking for a battle out on track. There's nothing really occurring at the moment. Again, all the drivers are spread out here over a kind of period. And it'll be interesting to see where these guys rejoin once they do eventually decide to pit for fresh tyres and top up of fuel. Richardson needs another lap here. Lap 22 of this race. So we are officially halfway through when we complete this lap. In the running order, you can see cycling through on the bottom of your screen right now. 3 cars out. Max Rossi was leading the first chunk of this race. Suspension failure on the Ferrari. Heartbreak for Rossi. He's out. There was something in there. Looks like a drive shaft issue for Sam Oscan. An electrical problem with Keegan Thompson. Those are the 3 retirees of the race so far. We've seen spins. We've seen some great battles out on track, and I'm sure that will continue throughout the second half of this race. Appreciate everyone that's stuck with us so far. It's a long broadcast, but this racing's been really good, and I hope you've been enjoying the broadcast so far. On board here with Sean Richardson for a minute. Let's listen to this beautiful engine in the back of Williams. And here he comes. Here he comes. This is the time that Sean Richardson will come down pit lane. This is the money stop for the Williams team. Where does Richardson cycle back out on the whole of this? Into the pits he goes. The Williams team then take off the tyres. They refuel the car. Put in all the fuel in that they need to. It is going to be a 13-second stop. That's not the quickest. Strickland stayed out another lap. So Leif Strickland will stay out again. And is he going to cycle out in front of Nolligan Scott? Down the front stretch they go. Scott and Richardson are side by side, but Richardson's out in front of him. Off at the turn. William Bullen has gone off. But look at this. Between the 2 leaders, Richardson and Scott going at it. But they can't get it done for now. Let's go check and see what happened to William Bullen, who's off the track at this turn. His race is taking a downfall here. See, he's running by himself. He looks like he just got his turn wrong, as we've seen many others do today. Into the turn they go. Locks up the brakes, onto the pink gravel, and bye-bye Bullen. Off the track he goes now. It's going to cause a bad spin-off for him, unfortunately. Strickland needs this race, though. Look at this battle between Scott and also Richardson here. Because Sean has cycled out in front of the 22, and we could have an almighty battle on our hands here. The question is, of course, does Scott have to pit again? Does Richardson have to pit again? Staying out strategy worked for the Williams team. That also begs the question, where does Lathan Strickland come out in the entirety of this? He stayed out for longer. But Scott is right on the back bumper of Sean Richardson. He needs to get past the Williams as quick as he possibly can. Surely he won't do it this time. He'll think better of it. He does. He looks low. That might not be the line he wants to take through there. And Richardson again extends his gap to over half a second over the Braun GP driver. The F1 world might be shocked here. And Sean Richardson might have pulled off some incredible strategy to seal Williams his first win in almost 5 years of competition. I believe the last time they won was in 2004. And Sean Richardson might be able to break that streak right here. Strickland has a 6.7 gap, but is yet to pit. The rest of the drivers here are going at it and battling. This is just incredible stuff here. Jose Mills he's now just coming in for his pit stop. So Toro Rosso driver stretched out for a long time. Will Strickland try and do the same here? Or has Richardson maybe played it right? Potentially he has. But he will be under pressure from Nonagon Scott, you'll imagine, in these forthcoming laps. Eli Bright would love to get involved with this battle, try and snatch a podium away here from these drivers. Richardson goes defensive. Scott keeps his normal line for now. And out of the turn. Here they go. Scott again looking through this turn. It's not worked so far and it won't work again. Nonagon keeps trying in that same corner, but it hasn't worked today. And Richardson now can extend that gap once again, but Scott does look faster than the Williams, and Eli Bright might be joining this battle very shortly here. Brett Sira currently runs there. Behind him has Mitchell Collins. Twitter had a good day. Max Anderson running well for Williams as well. And there's Luke Rainey in the McLaren. Strickland still stays out. Yet to pit. Richardson and the Brawns follow him. Sira. And the rest of the drivers here, as we look for a battle out on track. Fitzwater has caught Evan Hunter. It didn't work out for Mills. He's way behind the ball game here. Fitzwater then against Hunter. They've had a lot of coming together already today. Are we going to see another one? Keep it clean this time, thank God. I think if they even one of them had another collision, they would have gone psycho in the car, screaming on the radio, both of them. They keep it clean this time. They've had poor days. They are at the rear of the field, and Fitzwater has definitely caught the BMW here, and he might have a run down the front stretch. Fitzwater trying to salvage some redemption, some pride for Ferrari. They've had a shocking day. He now pulls out alongside Evan Hunter, completes the position, gets past the BMW driver who falls back another position. Oh man, Patrick Smith almost got that terribly wrong, and Derek Hamill might try and catch him here. And now there's been a battle on our hands here between the two Brawn GP drivers. Scott and Eli Bright going at it for the final podium position. But surely this is just going to benefit the leader in sense. Sean Richardson. Strickland is in to pit. And of course his front runner is going to cycle out in front of him. Richardson is the leader off the pit stops. What an absolute incredible bit of strategy from the Williams guys. But look at Nonagon Scott and Eli Bright going at it. Eli Bright's the inside of his teammate going into one. Bright into second position. Scott falls back and now Eli Bright in the 23 is finding his pace, finding his rhythm late on in this race. And Eli is now past Nonagon in the Brawn GP car, but can he get to the back of Kashawn Richardson and hunt down the Williams, who is currently leading this race? What a superb run so far from Kashawn Richardson. He's pushed the car to the limits. A great qualifying run and maybe an even better race run here. It'd be a huge shock to the whole of the NRUK F1 community. Don't think anyone was expecting the Williams to come out on top. Oh, and Eli Bright's off. Bright's binned it off at the turn. And all that hard work that Eli Bright did has gone. On board with the 23 here. Oh, it's heartbreak for the Brawn GP driver. He was set for a podium. Something broke there. And now he turned. He will miss the braking point and off into the gravel track he goes. Teammate Scott gets past him. Sira's going to get past him. Or Sira even ran wide there. So look at this. This is going to be a battle on our hands now. For the final podium position. Bright, Sira. Look at the 10 of Mitchell Collins. Almost 3 wide through there. Woo, that was close. Bright now could have been at front there from Brett Sira for the final podium position. But Mitchell Collins wants to cause a shocker of a podium here to try and grab third position. He won't get it. Bright's pulled away from the rest of them now. This could be a good battle here for fourth. Sira against Collins. Red Bull against Toyota. I know. How is this going to pan out here? Look at Max Anderson. Williams are having such a strong day. You know, they're doing fantastic right now. Great stuff. Williams, great to see an old team rising to the top again. What a season they could be having on their hands here. Meanwhile, the battle for fourth continues. Collins looks to the inside of Sira. They stay put this time. They remain reserved. Wonder if Nonagon Scott is catching Kashawn Richardson. He's pulled away from his teammate Eli Bright, who currently is in the final podium position. Sira in fourth, Collins fifth, Anderson sixth, seventh at the moment for Luke Rainey, and a point for the Force India team at the moment. Derek Hamill has a point for Force India. What a great drive. At the moment, however, that must be added because look at all these drivers who are stacked up behind him. Smith, Strickland, Bronson Minnick fighting for a point. Jack Marshall's involved in this one too. And now Minnick looks to the inside away from Strickland. Strickland locks up and Minnick is into the top 10. What an inspired drive from the Toro Rosso driver. He has done fantastic. Strickland now under pressure from Jack Marshall as well in the BMW. Marshall can't get it done this time though. What a great battle. Minnick is inside the top 10 now. It's been a great drive from the Toro Rosso driver. And he said Hamill's holding on to that final point spot that might be gone in the next couple of laps because Patrick Smith has pressed on in his Renault there and could be looking to maybe steal a spot here from the Force India driver. 17 laps left then. Richardson has a 1.7 second advantage over Lonergan Scott. Eli Brighton third, Sierra fourth. There is Mitchell Collins. Max Anderson next. So the fourth place battle, all four cars under a blanket. Rainey is going to pick up 2 points, looks like. And this is the main battle on track right now. Smith against Hamill for the final point in the opening round here. It's Force India against Renault. And there's been another caution as off at the track. Oh, it's William Bulin who is again spun off again. What a poor day he's had. He was inside the points earlier on, but William Bulin, his car's obviously not handling right. It's obviously not going well. He's got it all wrong there. Off the turn he goes and across the track. What a awful day for the Toyota driver. And on board with him now, it's not been the run he's wanting. His teammate Collins sits in fifth, but he's just got it all wrong there. Not what William Bulin was wanting to see, like Hunter and Zachary Fitz was seen to get slowed up. Mills is way behind the pace, so is Mac Johnson. That's going to in fact push Bulin all the way back to last now, so it's just not been his day at all. Certainly looks like Scott is closing in on Richardson. But what does it mean in terms of pit stops? Because the Braun GP guys have to pit again. Sean Richardson might not even have to pit again. It might be a stroke of genius from the Williams guys. The one stop might be the way to go here. Collins and Sierra still having a good dispute for fourth. The final points battle is on between Hamill and Smith. Can Collins find the run into turn one this time? He darts low. He gets it all wrong. They avoid contact. There's another off there somewhere at the back of the pack. It's Strickland. So Strickland, who is also going for a one stop here, gets it all wrong in his McLaren. This turn has been one of the ones that's claimed a lot of culprits today. Off goes Lathan. And he tried the one stop, but it's not going to work if he spins out like that. That's for sure. And he has dropped well back to 12th position now. At the front of the field, Scott has taken 3/10 out of Keshawn Richardson over these past couple of laps. So the Braun GP driver is closing. It's now 1.3 seconds. Scott is going to maybe have a chance to overtake Richardson in his next couple of laps. Stay with us here at the NRUK because it's about to get tasty, baby. The rest of the drivers are fairly spread out. The battle for fourth could be a good one between Sierra in the Red Bull, Collins in the Toyota, and Anderson in the Williams. But Richardson could be on for a historic shock and a historic win for the Williams driver. Points will be posted in the Discord after the race, so stay tuned for that if you want to know where the points are towards the end of this thing. And here comes Scott for his pit stop. It wouldn't work. Lonergan Scott was catching Keshawn Richardson, but he couldn't make the tyres last anymore. And the one stop might be the way to play it here. Keshawn Richardson might have just won this race. If he can hold on for 16 more laps, Richardson will be the winner. It's Lonergan Scott's in for a second stop of the race. Eli Bright's promoted to second. Max Anderson is in third. He's actually overtaken Brett Sierra here. So Sierra has been overtaken by the Williams of Max Anderson. Williams have obviously got an incredible car in their hands today. Brilliant stuff indeed. Rainey stays out, Hamill stays out. Minnick stays out. There comes Donovan Scott back out in ninth position, but you know, he wasn't a 2-stop. He wouldn't have lasted, and now he's got 16 laps to try and run as fast as he possibly can to maybe take some time off of Richardson, but it might not even happen here because Sean may have just stolen this race win away in the Williams of all cars. What a historic and, you know, well celebrated victory I think this will be actually for Richardson. And let's see what he can do, because this might be a start of something special for the season. He's got to transfer that next week when we go to Monza. That'll be a good race. Hope you can join us then. Tune in then. That should be another classic. This one's been a good race. Seen some good battles out on the track, and potentially an upset winner here. Eli Bright stays out another lap. Richardson stays out. Is Max Anderson going to be on the one on a 1-stop 2, and maybe just trying to extend the tyres life from here on out? Unbelievable stuff though from Sean Richardson. A 5-second lead over Eli Bright, but he's got to keep his car on track, you know, or at least hope his car continues running. We saw Max Rossi probably would have won this race if it wasn't for a suspension failure on his car. But you know, here's what happened. You've got to be reliable, you've got to be consistent, and that's where Richardson might struggle. But if he can do that, he might have sold up the victory here. Bright runs second, Anderson third, Shearer in fourth, fifth Luke Rainey, sixth now Nolan Scott, they've pitted, seventh for Collins, eighth for Strickland. But Sean Richardson has 14 laps left to seal off an historic victory. William Buellen's in the pits. See there on the inside lane. 30 seconds stop last time, so he was losing 30 seconds in the pits there. But it's just incredible. We might be witnessing a fantastic victory with some almighty strategy. But in fact, talking about strategy here, what's the strategy going to be for Richardson when he deals with these lap cars? Eli Bright is in for his pit stop. He has got lap car coverage now. Newland and Johnson. Surely the blue flags are going to fly here for the Toyota driver to just pull aside. That hasn't happened so far. Brett Sears come down pit lane. Anderson stays out. So both Williams drivers here have stayed out. Are they on for a historic 1-2? You'd think Anderson might have to pit here, but you never know. Eli Bright is out on the track, and he might cycle out in front here of his Brawn GP teammate. He doesn't, however. In the pits window, Rainey and Sierra's extended his advantage over Collins in the pit window. So I mean, Sierra's extended his advantage over Collins in the pit window. My apologies. Behind them, the two McLarens are Rainey and Strickland. And then we see the rest of the field. Richardson has got past the first lap car. That was Buellen. Buellen pulled aside, allowed the leader to go through here. Sean Richardson. What a drive. What a drive. If he can round off his last couple of laps. Logan Scott has cycled through the pit stops. He is third. Eli Bright in fourth. Sierra's next. Collins, Rainey, Strickland, who hasn't pitted yet. Mills hasn't pitted. Derek Hamill's had a great run. Minnick's had a great run. So some of these cars that we maybe thought are back markers, maybe they're not. Anderson's in for his pit stop this time, so the other Williams driver is in. He knew he couldn't make it to the end, but where would he come out? And Williams might even have a great point scoring day here. Richardson leads this race, an 11-second gap over his teammate. Anderson's in the pit lane. He will be overtaken here by both the Brawn GP drivers and maybe the Red Bull driver of Brett Sierra too. He's back out on track, mind you. And he will filter out. Fourth position. Great strategy. And whoever's on the top of the Williams pit box today is doing a fantastic job. And he leads this race right now. He doesn't. My apologies. Richardson leads the race right now. I apologise for that, guys. And he has such a big advantage over Scott in second. Bright is third. Even better strategy Richardson's teammate Max Anderson is going to promote him to a 4th place run for Williams. What a start to the year. Sierra in 5th. 6th Collins, 7th Rainey, 8th for Strickland, but Strickland's still got a pit. Well, he might not even pit, so Strickland might hold on for a single point here for McLaren. Lap 34 for Sean Richardson. He leads this race. And he's done such a good job. Next lap car's Mac Johnson. He's quite a way ahead of Richardson, so Sean might not even catch him here. Towards the rear field, all the barrels kind of settled down now. It's all about, are any of these drivers going to make a mistake? Oh, Richardson got way loose off the turn there. Wow. That was incredibly close for your leader. What a moment. Wow. Incredible driving from Sean Richardson. World class stuff there. And if he didn't deserve the race win already, then maybe you should look again, because that could have been calamitous for our race leader. That could have been the end of his race. But he hasn't. He held on to that superbly. What a save from Sean Richardson there. And that was too close for comfort for our leader. Anderson is currently in 4th position, but can he hold off the charge of Brett Sierra in the Red Bull? Collins is next, Rainey is behind him, then Strickland. Mills currently runs 9th, Hamill 10th, Minnick 11th, 12th for Patrick Smith, 13th Jack Marshall, 14th and 15th Fitzwater and Hunter, 16th for Mac Johnson. See William Healing there a lap down in the Toyota area. It's been a poor day for him. Meanwhile, Healing's teammate Mitchell Collins currently sits in 6th, but he has got to fend off the challenge of Luke Rainey here in these next couple of laps. Rainey started 17th on the grid. He's been an inspired drive from the McLaren driver today, who has risen his way up the field. Collins went inside to block, but Rainey is right on the rear wing of the Toyota driver and might get past him in the next couple of corners. It has been an inspired drive from Rainey today. He's done such a good job of keeping it out. Or passing, a good solid chunk of drivers. And now he will draw alongside Mitchell Collins. It's no match. McLaren against Toyota, and Rainey into 6th position. He's up a few more points for him. Great stuff from Luke. As Collins try and maybe attack back on the McLaren driver. He's there. But Rainey looks to maybe have the better car as of right now. At the front, Richardson leads with 10 laps remaining. Scott 2nd, 3rd for Eli Bright, Anderson 4th, Sierra 5th. Rainey and Collins still having a decent battle for 6th here. And here we go again. Rainey against Collins for 6th position. Will there be contact? There won't be. Keep it clean for now. Does Lathan Strickland want to join this battle right now and maybe snatch himself some more spots? Here we go again. Collins on the outside. Switches low. That's not the line he wants to take through there. Or is it? Incredible stuff from Mitchell Collins. He almost got that, made that move stick there, but he didn't quite happen. He's now lost ground to Rainey's teammate Lathan Strickland, and Strickland can't get it done for now. And Collins holds his own, but Collins almost made that pass work for that corner. We haven't seen that happen all day, and great stuff from Mitchell there, but he couldn't quite get it done, and Rainey holds 6th for now. Richardson might stay out at this point. Hunter's overtaken Fitzwater again, so Fitzwater's having struggles. There's been an a huge shunt for Samit Ozcan. The tyres are off of that thing. It's smoke out of that car. And I'm surprised that's not a safety car. It's an almighty shunt there. You can see him running through this section of the turn. His engine goes there. Definitely his engine that time. See, look at all the smoke pouring out of the 8 car there. The 7 car, my apologies. Oh no, it's Patrick Smith. That's not Ozcan. My apologies, that's Patrick Smith. My apologies, guys. So both Renaults are out with part failures. And that was a hard impact from Patrick Smith. Both Renaults out here with reliability issues. Through the turn, the car gets all wrong and smashes into the wall. And back across the track, and Smith is in a heap. What an impact from Patrick Smith. He's out of the race, and both Renaults are done there. My apologies, I thought that was Oscar, it wasn't. Patrick Smith out of this race. An almighty shunt for the Renault driver there late on. Horrible impact, but Smith was okay, he walked out of the car, but it's a big shunt, the biggest we have seen today. Smith retires from the race. Not a good weekend for Renault, that's for sure. Talking about good weekends though, it has been for this man, because Sean Richardson is gliding around this racetrack right now in his Williams car. He's doing such a good job. That is in his drive right now. He's done just incredible things. You have to give credit to his team though. Williams pulled some incredible strategy to cycle him out in front of both the Brawn drivers, both Scott and Eli Bright. You shouldn't have to pit again, but you never know. Even then, he's got a good 23 second or so advantage over the next place driver, which is Nolan Scott, who is in second place. On track battles are lacking right now. Hamill is catching Jose Mills. Behind Hamill, Mills' teammate, that's Minnick. In fact, they're just out of points here, so Strickland and Mills pit. You know, that's a point to Derek Hamill maybe, if they do have to pit, and that'll be a superb point for the Force India team, and Hamill for sure. Fitzwater Senior's all over the back bumper of Mac Johnson here in his Ferrari. What a poor day it has been for them. He's just not had the speed at all, and he's just lacked everything today those Ferraris have. I mean, Rossi led those couple of opening laps, but you know, that part failure, the suspension we presume, cost him probably maybe a shot to victory. You never know. Where would he have come out in relation to Sean Richardson? Out on track right now, they're all single file. Everyone's just taking their laps round. And you just got to admire the work that Williams have done. Both Brawn GP guys are going to be on the podium here. 28 seconds the gap between Nolan and Kishorn, and Eli Bright about 5 behind him. Anderson and Sierra across the line now. There's Luke Rainey, Collins, Strickland could pick up a point if he can stay out here. That would be great stuff from him. Jose Mills in 9th. Toro Rosso have had a great day. You have to imagine. You know, we thought they weren't going to be the quickest out on track, but they picked up on other people's mishaps. 9th for Mills, 11th for Minnick, so they're doing a good job. Great stuff from them. The BMWs have had a poor day at the office. Ferraris especially have. Sean Richardson still leads. It's all about whether he has to pit or not again. I don't think he will have to if he can stretch the tyres for, you know, the same period of time he did on the first run. What's the strategy to go to today? It proves that one stop is actually possible at this racetrack. Lap 39 now for Richardson. Everyone else kind of just waiting in the wings. If any more mistakes happen, but they've calmed it down now. The final couple of laps of the race, and it's all getting very dilute indeed. Nolan Scott has been the quickest all weekend, but it proves that, you know, being quick does not transfer into a race win. That Brawn GP car has been lightning quick, and they would have liked to go for the win today, but I think they can accept with Richardson's strategy how good it was. 2 cars on the podium as of right now is definitely a positive result to take into next week at Monza, and it's been a good job from those guys today. Anderson, Kishorn's teammate, 4th, Ciro in 5th. You know, you guys got to wonder what would have happened if Keegan Thompson's car kept on going. Where would have he, you know, maybe finished? Ciro's going to pick up the points for Red Bull today, though. Rainey from 17th to 6th. It's been a great drive from him and the McLaren. He's done a wonderful job. Credit to him. Collins in 7th. So he's going to pick up a few points for Toyota. And Strickland currently runs 8th. So he runs off the points then for the McLaren team. Still have 5 laps though left. You know, that's 5 long laps. They still have to make round this circuit. Richardson must keep it on track. Must keep it, you know, consistent lap times. Hope the car holds up. And he will hold off the 2 challenge of both the Brawn GP drivers right now. The one stop was the one. That was the strategy to pick. Richardson might catch the lap car at Fitzwater. He might not. We don't really know, to be honest. The rest of the drivers here at the rear are doing a nice job. Strickland here might be caught by Jose Mills. Can Jose Mills get a point for Toro Rosso? What a storyline that would be. It would be simply incredible to see Toro Rosso in the points. You know, after the early pace didn't look too good, Mills has come out with all the stops here. A great drive from him. Credit to Derek Hamel and Bronson Minnick as well. You know, these teams aren't the quickest on the grid, but they've hustled today. They've picked up their pieces, and they're going to come away with, well, I think they'll be happy with those, you know, finishing positions. 4 laps remain for the Williams of Kershawn Richardson, who could be heading to an inseparable, famous victory here. He leads from Nottingham Scott and Eli Bright just about in the depths of sector 3, so it's a commanding lead. And even if he has to pit, it might not even be. He might even still have the lead if he comes out after that. It's a simply incredible drive. Scott crosses the line a full 28 seconds behind him, so he has taken time out of Richardson. But, you know, a 28-second advantage, that's almost nothing, you know, that's almost like, well, what time? Richardson's got to be careful here, because William Bulin is getting aggressive and impatient. Surely Bulin's going to, you know, stay reserved here and stay behind Richardson, not ruin his race. Or either Richardson will let the Toyota car pass him. And that'll be the simple resolution. But will that happen? William Bulin here is quicker, he is on the fresher tyres. He's had an error-filled prone race. And he's all over the back of Kershawn Richardson here. The Williams driver will not like that at all. And Bulin here has just got to keep reserve, or Richardson will let him pass. You know, that's the way they sort this out. Or do they sort it out? If Richardson loses this race due to... Might have noticed the cut in the clips there. That's because I ran out of recording space. So, we're back though, picked up where we left off, and Richardson still is the leader. Nothing's changed, nothing's happened, and coming down to the closing laps of this one. What a great drive, an inspired drive from Kershawn Richardson, and he's done a superb job out in front today. He's got a few more laps, and if he fends off Bulin, and if he makes it mistake-free, his car holds up, we are going to be talking about a fantastic winner. A great winner. It's just going to be, it's going to be quite surreal to see that Williams team crossing the line in P1. Scott in second. Eli Bright is in third. Maybe they dispute for second, or do Braun just tell them to stay put? Because we have 2 laps remaining here. Richardson will not catch Fitzwater. His only threat is William Bulin, but Bulin looks like he's backed off now. He will stay behind the leader and not pass him. Sensible stuff from the Toyota driver, and I'm sure Richardson can respect that a lot. He's got such an advantage. It's almost 26 seconds over Nonigan in second. And for the final, he's going to, for the penultimate time through here, got 1 more lap to make it. He can hold off William Bulin. The rest of the field is still going at it. Jose Mills might challenge here for a points position on Lathan Strickland. That doesn't matter right now though. It's all about this man having his moment in the spotlight. Kershawn Richardson. for Williams with an inspired strategy call. Has maybe stolen a win here and will lead the championship going into Monza. What a superb start from him. And out of the last turn then. One more lap for Kashawn Richardson. He's just got to drive it around. No risks. He has a 25-second plus advantage over Nottingham Scott in second. It's simply breathtaking. Car should hold up. And for this final lap round for the Williams driver, it's going to be a shock to the entire F1 world. 5-year wait for Williams is about to be ended through some incredible strategy from their team. They kept Richardson out for a long time. They played the one-stop, and it has paid off gratefully for these drivers. Both him and his teammate Max Anderson going to come away with a great result today for Frank Williams and his team. And Buellin's all over him here. Surely the Toyota driver's just got to stay put. He can surely not ruin this race for the Williams driver now. Coming down to the final sector of the race. William Buellin has looked inside here. It's not a smart move indeed, but it's not going to matter. For the final couple of turns, it is a shock to the entire F1 world. They are back after a 5-year wait. They are back on the top step of the podium. Kashawn Richardson wins the Australian Grand Prix for Williams and Toyota. What a superb job. Richardson has won the Australian Grand Prix and Williams are back at the top step of the podium for the first time in 5 years. They have done it. What a great strategy call from Kashawn Richardson, who has won. Nottingham Scott will come across the line to take second place on the podium. His teammate Eli Brighton third. 2 guys on the podium for Brawn GP. Max Anderson will claim fourth for Williams. What a great day for them. First and fourth. Anderson fourth. Brett Sira comes home in fifth. It's sixth for Luke Graney. What a great drive from 17th. 7th place and 2 points to go to Mitchell Collins. And the final point for today's race will go to Lathan Strickland in the McLaren. He claims the final point today. But what a drive. Kashawn Richardson, my son, you have won the Australian Grand Prix for Williams. What a great drive from him in his car. He's done a superb job. Both the Brawn GP cars did well, but it's all about this man and his moment. Kashawn Richardson has won this race. Great stuff from him in the end. The Williams car wins. And an almighty finish here. Got all that. Everyone's crossed the line now, I believe. And he is your winner. Congrats to Kashawn on a fantastic race victory. Lighted over the radio, talking to the Williams. What an inspired strategy decision that was. For Kashawn to come across the line. 1 hour and 4 minutes that took. But it was well worth the wait. And Kashawn Richardson has won the Grand Prix. There's the go for the full race results then. You can see 26.8 seconds he finished in the lead in the end. What a great drive. What a great drive. Jose Mills and Bronson Minnick, both Toro Rossos inside the top 10. What a great day for them. Eric Hamill down here, Jack Marshall, Paul Day, BMW and Ferrari as well. Especially Fitzwater didn't do well. An oil leak, it was in fact for Max Rossi, for Patrick Smith. Max Rossi had a puncture. Obviously forced him to retire. Transmission issue on Sam Oscan, electrical on Keegan Thompson. Here we can have a look at the driver race points. So here's the official points from this race. And the Constructors race points. Williams will lead the Constructors Championship after this one. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you can join us in Italy for the Monza Grand Prix, which will be across Wednesday and Thursday. NASCAR's back tomorrow. And thank you all very much for watching. Bye-bye.